Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel, and Happy New Year! Today we are taking a look at some of the best alternatives for a to-do list app in 2024, and I'm purely looking at to-do list app, not necessarily apps that can be to-do list apps but are note-taking apps. For example, something like Notion. All-in-one apps and daily planners are not a part of this because then the video would end up being way too long. Let's start with the Suka app. This is actually great for work, and it combines something like community with your to-dos. I have tried this for my work, and it is basically co-working online, and the app is overall really good. It made me a little more productive and a little more motivated to do my tasks because of their AI coaches, as well as the Pomodoro timer and the gamification with leaderboards. So I will give this a tier. Next up, we have Amazing Marvin, which I recently did a video on, which is another great app. It has a learning curve to it, like a really big one, but it is customizable, and you can actually make the app whatever you want your to-do list app to be. So if you want gamification, if you want daily planning, if you want different things, you can actually add all of those into your to-do list manager. So I am giving this an A tier as well. The next app we have is Luna Task, and this is quite good for people with, for example, ADHD. I have played a little bit around with it. It has note-taking capabilities as well, but those aren't too good. The app is overall looking really good. It is easy to use, but it doesn't have a lot of the things many other to-do list app has. So I am giving this a B tier. I've also struggled a bit with the app and using it on mobile as well as computer, because there is some syncing issues, or at least I have had some, and therefore it gets a B tier. I'm pretty sure they have fixed it by now, but I haven't tested out all of these apps recently. The last time I used this was back in late November. If I'm not wrong, it was probably late November. The next app we have is Bright, and this is really similar to Luna Tasks, and I actually did a sponsored video on Bright a while ago. It is a really good app, especially for to-do lists. The best part about this app is the fact that you can tag how hard a task is, which I love, and all of the daily planning features work quite well as the daily tasks features also work quite well. The problem I had with this was all of the other things, such as note taking, for example, and backlinking in notes wasn't too good. But for daily tasks and just planning your life, this is really, really good. So I will give this an A tier. Then we have Microsoft To Do, which I feel like is a really underutilized app. You can actually do calendar blocking on PC with this if you have an Outlook calendar as well. It is basic, easy to use, does the job quite well. One thing I have struggled with which I don't like, is scheduling tasks in way advance. So for a month from now, it doesn't do the best job, and it is really basic, even though it is quite good. So I will put this at B tier. Then we have Time Stripe, which is one of my favorite apps. It looks really cool, and it helps you remember what your goals were, which is great for those of us who wanted to change our lives the 1st of January, our New Year resolutions, and having that in the back of your mind every single day makes it a lot easier, and that's what Time Stripe is good for. The problem I have with Time Stripe is the fact that it has a learning curve and it seems really scary at first. And I feel like having a to-do list app which is really easy to use is great, and it is the best for most people. So that's why I'm actually going to give this a C tier, even though in my personal opinion I would probably put this up here. But for most people who do not have productivity as their hobby, this is probably a C tier. Then we have Things, and Things has been around for a long time. It is a really good, easy to use to-do list manager for Mac OS and iPhone, and that's the only thing I don't like about it. Now I have a Mac, so I was considering starting to use Things, but I have ended up with not doing that because I use my Windows PC a lot as well. However, for those of you who are on a Mac and use an iPhone or an iPad as well, this is probably your best option, but I'm going to give this an A tier simply because it isn't available on Windows or Android. So this will be an A tier, even though it is a really good app. Then we have Trello, which is a visual, more of a visual to-do list app, and I like this a lot. Another underutilized tool. It has been around for such a long time. It is so fun to use, and I've used this for managing my social media, and I've also used it for managing tasks, and it is really good. It does the job. It has a lot of the features you would want in an app like this for managing your to-dos. So I'm actually going to put this as S tier, and that is simply because I like the visual approach, and that is just a personal thing. Most of my note-taking apps and the things I use are kind of visual because I like that approach. I like being able to see everything. But if you don't, then this would probably be down here. But as I am a visual person, I will put this at S tier. And the last one is Tooth, which is again one of my favorite apps, not just for to-dos, but as an all-in-one solution as well. But it works great as a simple, easy to use to-do list app, and it is great for those of you who want to try out bullet journaling but do it digitally. This is probably the best app. It evolves around lists, and you can put everything you want into your lists, and it has a daily page as well for managing tasks on a specific day, and it has a place there where you can see all of your to-dos as well. So just in general, a really good app. I've had a few problems with syncing when I move things around in this app. When I move it around on my computer, it doesn't do it on my iPhone, but I haven't experienced those problems recently. But I know a few people have commented on my videos that they have had that problem. I haven't had it recently. This is an app I use every single day, so I have a bit of experience on it, and it is probably my favorite app of all the apps I use. So I'm giving this an S tier, as I did the last time I did a to-do list app tier list. I can see that it says note-taking app, but it is to-do list apps. I should have checked that before I filmed. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. I am a little bit out of training since it has been 2 weeks since I last filmed a video, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please do leave a like. If you have any questions or just anything in general, comment it down below, and I hope to see you again quite soon.